with the Synites and start with this prophecy of Isaiah, and it says, "Surely this shall come from afar. Look, those from the north and the west, and these from the land of Sinim. Sing, O heavens, be joyful, O earth, and break out in singing, O mountains, for the Lord hath comforted his people, and will have mercy on his afflicted." So a very amazing prophecy and verse. But who are these people from the land of Sinim? Okay, that's what we're going to look at now. And we're going to use the KJV today, a very nice site. And it says here that the Chinese Union version of the Bible translates Sinim as Qin country. Okay, and this equating this Qin country with the Qin Dynasty of China. And it says, since the establishment of the Qin or Qin Dynasty, so there's a connection with Sin, maybe with the Synites and Sini, son of Canaan, in 221 BC, the large Far East nation has been called China or Sina. Some translations refuse the reading as found in the Masoretic text. So not all Bibles agree on this. To show you, you've got these different Bibles, some saying Sinim, some equating it with China, but some equating it with Syene and Aswan in Egypt. Just to show you that not all the Bibles are of the same opinion on this. Let's carry on. And it says, these modern scholars assume that Isaiah could not have referred to China because Sinim came to mean China only after 221 BC, hundreds of years after the life of Isaiah. During Isaiah's life, so around the 8th century BC, the Qin state was just a small state among hundreds of other states in the region. So, what it's saying is, it's like a lack of trust in the Bible. How could Isaiah know that China would eventually become known as Sinim? Because it was hundreds of years after his life. But this site goes on to give the example of Isaiah was prophetically able to call King Cyrus by name before King Cyrus was even born. So it's another prophecy of Isaiah saying that there's going to be this King Cyrus who's going to be the servant of God. So it's using another example saying, Isaiah obviously really was a major prophet, able to prophesize these things. But some scholars, they struggle with that lack of trust. And it says, I want to show you. Let me just show you where this state was. Okay, so this is the Qin state, or the Sin state, the Sini. But it says here, Qin emerged as one of the dominant powers of the 7 warring states and unified the 7 states of China in 221 BC under Qin Shi Huang. It established the Qin Dynasty, which was short-lived but greatly influenced later Chinese history. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this because, I think someone that's confident with the languages, confident with the history and the regions, needs to cover this to do it justice. So, we're just looking at some of the basic things here. But I also want to show you how you also have these Sino-Tibetan languages. So you see that Sino or Sina, all these different languages here. Because China is referred to as Sino. Because when China is in a war, say the Chinese are fighting against the French, it's known as the Sino-French War. So that's Sino representing China. And here we see the Chinese-Japanese War, but it's actually called the Sino-Japanese War. It's just to show how China was known as the land of Sinim, or Sinai. Possibly, like we're saying, after these Synites, Sini, son of Canaan. But the amazing thing that I saw, which took me by surprise a bit, was this miraculous growth of Christians in China. And we see here that, around 1997, it was less than 20 million. Obviously this is estimates, but we've got this miraculous growth, and coming to our time, over 100 million Christians in China. And it's quite amazing because if you think about that, it would actually make China one of the largest Christian nations in the world. Because, obviously the population of China is so large that, just a 2 or 3% makes a huge number. And it might not be, we might not actually think about that it actually could be one of the largest Christian nations in the world now. Because we think about it, connected with atheism and with the government, with the state religion being atheism, if that's a religion, I'm not sure, but I really thought this was amazing because this could actually show that this prophecy of Isaiah is coming true in our time, that these followers are going to come from the land of Sinim. And now we're seeing potentially this rapid growth of Christianity in China. So isn't that amazing? Now at the start